All right, we already know it takes a village to raise a child, but at the heart of that village are the grandparents. And as a grandparent myself, I am seeing just how important it is to be involved in my grandbaby's life. Now, I wish I could be even more involved than I am because, as it turns out, grandparents are essential to raising healthy children. So that's what Dr. Grandpa Tim Jordan, that's what we're going to call him from now on. That's what Tim Jordan says. What are the benefits of grandkids who have a close bond with their grandparents? First of all, do you know the secret handshake yet?
No.
Okay, I'll teach you that in the break coming up. All right, so tell us about those benefits.
Well, they found that research has shown that if you have a close relationship with a grandparent, that kids tend to be happier, they're more secure, they have less depression. And also they're bonded not just to their grandparents, but also to heritage. Because your grandparents can tell you stories about when they were kids, and your great-grandparents and your parents when they were growing up. So it connects them to lots of generations.
I could see that happening. My grandparents were all passed by the time that I was born, and I never knew them, and so I never had that, and I always felt like I missed a big part of that. But do you think that that bond and that closeness and that legacy aspect of it is a result of just good parenting rolling over to the next generation? You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's one thing to have grandparents around, but when they're really involved in it, that's part of the culture of the parent.
I think that's part of it. But the other thing is we're at a different stage in our lives than we were when we were raising our kids. And so we tend to be slowed down a little bit. Some people are retired or they're slowing down their business. They're not starting a business. So we tend to be a little bit more patient. It's easier for us, I think, as grandparents to go at their pace and to follow their lead. And so, look at those beautiful grandchildren.
I was going to say, who's that cute kid? Who is that?
Those are Ann and I's four grandkids. That's Natalia, the last one there. And so, I think it's, like for instance, my grandson Louis and I like to plant stuff in the garden in the spring. And so we went down to plant the seeds. And I, of course, want to put things in a perfect row. And he wanted his in a circle. And so if I was his parent, I'd probably said, no, do it the right way. But I said, put it any way you want.
Your way. And a grandparent, I think, is more likely to do that kind of stuff.
We went to their house not too long ago. We brought some donuts one morning. And my 3-year-old Charlie, he just sat there and he just chewed off the icing and the sprinkles in the top, and he left the
box.
And as a parent, I would have probably been like all upset, right? But as a grandparent, like, go for it. Who cares?
Now, can that cause butting heads with the parents sometimes?
Hopefully not. Hopefully your kids understand that it's a different relationship. We're not so invested in their grades and what club team they're on, or are they going to a top college. We don't care about that so much as just being with them and having a relationship.
What about the benefits to the grandparents? I know that's not your shtick, but I got to tell you, she brings such joy, my granddaughter, to me. I can't even compare it to anything else.
Yeah, for sure. And again, we're slowed down too. We're more present. I think we can have a different kind of relationship. There's a different level of closeness. There's a specialness to that relationship, whether it's a granddaughter or a grandson. And the more time you have, and 3 of our grandkids live out of state, so it's hard. Wait, 2 of them.
Got to do the math.
2 of them,
in your head now.
2 of them are here and 2 of them are out of state, so it's harder. It's harder.
Yeah.
So you can do FaceTimes and stuff, but I think the more time you have just to have that special bond.
Celebrate the differences between grandparents and parents. I think that's great. Congratulations.
You too.
This is not the secret one, but I'll show you that one a little bit later. You can hear more from Dr. Jordan by listening to his podcast, Raising Daughters. And a lot of that stuff bleeds over to raising sons as well. And you can also find this segment on firstalert4.com/greatday following the show. Let them plant in a circle. Let them eat the peanut M&Ms.
That's right.
It's all good.
Yeah. So get dirty.
Guys, thank you. I had a smile on my face that whole time during that conversation.